Ya, saya ingin sapa dulu untuk teman-teman yang barusan bergabung sore hari ini. Ada Mbak Dinda, kemudian ada Hafifa, ada Mbak Selidion di sini. Ya, dan biasanya kita mulai pukul 19 malam ya, teman-teman. Dan karena dalam bulan puasa ini, maka kita ajukan menjadi pukul 15 WIB. Ya, mungkin teman-teman yang berada di Indonesia bagian timur sana bisa menyesuaikan nanti ya. Jadi kalau di sana mungkin sudah jam 4 atau jam 5 ya. Oke. Oke, sambil menunggu teman-teman yang akan bergabung nanti eh, bisa membuka kembali untuk materi yang sudah pernah kita pelajari sebelumnya, the material that we already learned before. Oke. Oke, bagi teman-teman yang barusan bergabung di pertemuan kali ini, saya ucapkan selamat datang. Jadi ini sebenarnya merupakan kursus TOEFL yang diselenggarakan 24 kali pertemuan. Kurang lebih kita sudah berjalan 20 kali pertemuan, dan 24 kali pertemuan itu kita alokasikan 6 kali pertemuan untuk listening, kemudian 12 kali pertemuan kita alokasikan untuk structure, energy, dan expression, dan 6 kali pertemuan terakhir kita alokasikan untuk reading. Dan pada sore hari ini kita akan belajar reading. Setelah 2 minggu yang terakhir kita belajar tentang structure ya di sini. Oke, ya. Dan bagi teman-teman yang juga barusan bergabung di sini, apabila membutuhkan belajar untuk materi-materi yang sudah kita berikan sebelumnya, silakan untuk bisa membuka YouTube dengan channel atas nama Bapak Arif Setiawan. Nah, di situ sudah lengkap, semua ada video saya dari pertemuan pertama sampai dengan pertemuan terakhir hari Sabtu minggu kemarin, tanggal 10 April. Ya. Nah, keuntungannya apa? Kalau kita menggunakan khusus TOEFL melalui media Zoom seperti ini adalah kita bisa saling berinteraksi di sini dan berbagi pengalaman juga di sini. Oke. Jadi dibandingkan dengan belajar mandiri, ketika ada fasilitatornya di sini, jadi kita bisa saling berdiskusi. Mengapa jawaban saya bisa salah? Mengapa kok jawabannya bisa ini yang benar? Nah, ini kita bisa saling berdiskusi di media ini, begitu. Ya. Untuk hostnya sendiri, oke, Pak Arif belum datang ya. Oke, sambil kita menunggu. Kemarin beliau sudah menyampaikan ke saya, Ibu, katanya Pak Arifnya sedang ada sangat sibuk hari ini karena ada acara di kantornya menyambut beberapa tamu, begitu nampaknya. Gitu. Jadi kalau sudah pukul 15 nanti langsung bisa kita mulai saja ya. Oke. Saya akan memberi kabar ke beliau kalau saya akan memulai untuk pertemuan kali ini. Oke, oh sudah masuk kok. Keluar lagi Pak Arif. Oke, nampaknya Mbak Dinda di sini kemarin sudah ikut bergabung bersama kami juga ya Mbak Dinda di sini. Kemudian ada Hafifah. So, should I call you Mas or Mbak di sini, Hafifah? And also Putri Hafidzoh, oke, saya panggil Mbak di sini. Kemudian ada rekan kita Shelly Dion yang juga barusan pertama kali ini bergabung bersama kami. Jika berminat di sini masih ada beberapa kali pertemuan, sebenarnya sampai dengan 24 kali pertemuan. Oke, ya. Kemudian ada Mas Putra Asa yang bergabung di sini. Oke. Ya, dan seperti biasa kita menggunakan chat box di sini untuk sarana komunikasi kita. Dan seperti biasa sebelum acara ini kita mulai, saya ingin menyapa satu-satu di sini sekaligus di sini untuk para YouTube viewers supaya bisa mengetahui. So, please type the city that you are from. Ya, you can type the city where you are from in the chat box. So I will read and greet you all one by one here. So I myself, so I live in Yogyakarta, but I was born in the capital city of Central Java, and then I grew up in Yogyakarta here for more than 35 years. Yeah, so right now I'm staying in Yogyakarta, and the weather is very hot, sunny. Yeah, okay, right. So please type the city that you are staying right now. Okay, so that our YouTube viewers know the city where you are from. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mbak Dinda from Surabaya. Okay, I guess this is the second or the third time that you join our meeting, ya, Mbak Dinda. Okay. Okay, and the others, please type in the chat box. Okay, Mbak Putri, I guess this is not the first time that you join our meeting, ya. You are from Batam. Okay. In Yogyakarta, there's already Asar right now. So if you want to pray Asar, please uh, just help yourself. Silahkan bagi yang menunaikan sholat dulu. Oke. Okay. Oke, okay. Hello Hafifah from Buton ya, Sulawesi Tenggara. Ya, yeah. Oke, okay. The southeast of Sulawesi, Buton. Yes, once I heard that city ya, Buton. Oke. Okay. And the others, please. Okay, yes. Thank you, Mbak Selidion from Cilacap, the Central Java. Okay, right. I remember. Yeah, Cilacap, Central Java. It's very popular for the kerupuk, yeah, the crisp. It's very special there, yeah, Tenggigi crisps, yeah. Okay, we have also Mbak Suci Dian. Welcome, Mbak Suci Dian. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to review for the skills that we already learned before. Okay. Do you remember how many skills that we learned in reading so far? Ada yang masih ingat how many skills that we have learned in reading so far? Up to the last meeting. Up to the last meeting before listening section. How many skills that we already learned? So there are already 4 skills that we have learned. Okay, let me review one by one. The first skill is what we call the main idea. Okay, so main idea is always what is it? The first skill, and also always the first question that appears in a question. Yeah. Okay. So how to identify the main idea if you still remember? Yuk, sampai harus hafal ya di sini. Jadi yang dihafalkan itu bukan soalnya, karena soal pasti akan berbeda tiap kali kita ikut tes. Tetapi kalau kita bisa hafal di situ skillnya itu apa, nah kita hanya menerapkan ya. So we just apply the skills that we already learned. Nah itu. So how to identify the main idea? Ya, untuk penjelasan detailnya bisa melihat pada pertemuan keempat ya di video saya sebelumnya di pertemuan keempat. So how to identify the main idea is by looking at the first sentence for every paragraph. Okay, looking at the first sentence of every paragraph. And of course, in the TOEFL test, yeah, the reading passage must consist of more than single paragraph. So there must be at least 3, 4, or sometimes 5 paragraphs. Yeah, that's quite long actually. So to identify the main idea, you need to read the first sentence of every paragraph. So after you read every first sentence in every paragraph, so you need to figure it out. Yeah, at least you understand. Yeah, so what you are reading about. Okay. So you know what the topic is actually. Okay, so you read about technology, you read about law, you read about economics and things like that one. So after you can identify what you are reading about, so you can draw conclusion. Yeah. And what is the good main idea? A good main idea is, ayo, the good main idea is something, a statement, yeah, that is not too general and not too specific. Ya, jadi saya ulang lagi di sini bagi yang barusan bergabung di pertemuan ini mungkin. So a good main idea is a statement which is not too general and which is not too specific. Yeah. So especially if it is too specific, yeah, it seems that there is a question about main idea. Nampaknya kok semua jawaban itu benar ya. Nah, seperti itu. So that's very common, ya. Even I myself also experience the same thing, that all of the answers are all of the answers seem to be correct. Yeah. So how to identify which one is the most appropriate? Yeah. So the correct one. So we need to eliminate the wrong answer one by one, especially if the information is too specific, so it is not included in the main idea. Spesifik maksudnya adalah seperti ini. Informasi itu hanya ada dalam paragraf tertentu. So the information is only available in a certain paragraph. It does not cover the whole passage. Yeah, so that's not a good main idea. Likewise, when the statement is something which is too general, for example, opsinya adalah love. Nah, seperti itu. So that's something that is too general, so it is also not good either. Yeah. So something which is not too general and something which is not too specific. Okay. So after main idea, what is the second skill that we learn? Skill kedua, we have the stated detail question. Yeah. So in the stated detail question, how to identify the question or how to answer the question. Bagaimana cara untuk menjawab? So to answer the stated detail question here is to find the keyword. Okay. The keyword in the reading passage, and then find the keyword in the passage. Yeah, find the keyword in the passage, and then read the whole sentence until you find the answer from a certain sentence in the paragraph. Okay. Yeah. So state the detailed question by identifying the keywords in the question, find in the reading passage, read the sentence, and then eliminate the wrong answers and leave one answer which is the most correct one. Okay. And then after the next one, after the second skill, what we have here is the unstated detail question. So different from the stated detail question, in the unstated detail question, you have to find the wrong answer. So you need to eliminate all 3 correct answers and leave one answer which is wrong. Because the type of the question usually is identified by the word except. All of the following word except. Nah, ada kata kecuali di situ. Or it can also happen that the sentence, the question is using the word which one of the following is not true. Ya, kita mencari jawaban yang salah di situ. Ya, jadi salah ada beberapa kemungkinan. Pertama adalah kontradiktif dengan bacaan yang ada, dengan informasi yang ada di dalam bacaan. Kedua di situ adalah informasinya tidak terdapat di dalam teks, dalam bacaan. Oke. Jadi yang pertama informasinya kontradiktif atau bertentangan dengan bacaan. Yang kedua, dia tidak tersedia di dalam bacaan informasinya. Ya. Bagi yang sudah mengikuti tes IELTS sebelumnya pasti familiar dengan yang istilahnya itu true, false, atau not given. Ya, that one. Oke, setelah unstated detail question, what comes next is skill terakhir yang kita pelajari adalah implied. Ya, so what is the meaning implied? Ada yang masih ingat what is the meaning implied? So, implied question means that the information, ayo, lupa. We have to draw conclusion from the statement in the reading passage because the information is not directly given in the reading passage. Jadi kita harus mengambil kesimpulan dari apa yang jawaban tersedia di dalam multiple choice karena jawabannya tidak sama persis dengan apa yang ada di dalam teks. So we have to draw conclusion by ourselves. Ya, so that's what we mean by implied. Jadi tersirat, ya, bukan tersurat. Kalau yang unstated, stated, nah itu merupakan yang tersurat. Sedangkan kalau yang unstated, dia merupakan tersirat. Ya, oke. Okay, so those are the 4 skills that we have learned in the previous meetings. Oke, sudah ada yang bergabung lagi di sini. Welcome. Saya akan sapa lagi di sini. Ada, Putra Asa, ya, welcome, Mas Putra Asa. Di sini ada from Surakarta, ya, Solo Central Java, welcome. And then we have Krista, ya, Mas or Mbak here, Mbak, ya, I hope, ya, Mbak Krista, welcome. And also Mbak Sucidian, if you don't mind, you can just type in the chat box there. So where are you from? Okay. And also Mbak Yunita, ya, Mbak Yunita Nur Afifah, yes, okay. So this is the skill that we are going to learn. This one. So the skill is the vocabulary in context. Yeah. So vocabulary that refers to a word, yeah, or phrases, yeah, that you will be asked to find the synonym. Yeah. Maybe you are going to find what the synonym is, okay, that you can find in the reading passage. Jadi beberapa kata dia memiliki sinonim. Tetapi sinonim itu pun kita juga harus berhati-hati karena apa? Meskipun itu sinonim, kita harus bisa mengaplikasikan dalam konteks yang benar. So that's why this skill is called vocabulary in context. Oke. Jadi tips dari saya di sini adalah ketika kita mencoba menjawab pertanyaan vocabulary itu, cobalah masukkan di situ ke dalam kalimat yang ada di dalam bacaan. Ketika kalimat dalam bacaan itu benar-benar bisa diganti menggunakan vocabulary itu dengan terminologi itu, maka berarti mungkin jawabannya sudah benar. But when you put or you substitute the word in the passage with your option and the meaning is illogical, ya, tidak masuk akal, so that means you need to find the different answer because that might not be the correct answer. Okay? All right, so let's read here. See, you may be asked to determine the meaning of a difficult word or expression that you don't know. So I would like to say that this question there's nothing to lose. Ya, jadi gampang-gampang susah. Ya, dibilang gampang juga bisa gampang kalau kita bisa mengetahui katanya di situ. Kemudian dibilang susah kalau apabila itu kita kurang familiar dengan apa yang ditanyakan. Atau katanya itu vocabulary-nya merupakan hal yang baru bagi kita. So that is easy difficult ya, gampang susah. Okay, nah, so how to improve the vocabulary in context? Yeah, so once again, I always demand you to please read and read, yeah, the English articles because that's the more you read. The more vocabulary that you obtain, yeah, the more vocabulary, the more new meaning that you absorb, yeah. So that's why it's very recommended that you read some English articles, yeah. It's not always something which is too scientific, yeah. So I subscribe to Quora, if you know Quora, so you can download the application too in the Android, yeah, or iOS, yeah. So that's free. You can get some updates from everyday information from your mail, for example, that depends on your interest. Yeah, so if you are interested in science or in health, yeah, or in fashion, lifestyle, politics, economics, and things like that one, so please just choose the field that you are interested in, and every day you will receive some new articles. Yeah, okay. So, okay, in this case, the passage often gives you a clear indication of what the word or expression means. Okay, so that's why I always emphasize my students that that will be very helpful, tidak hanya pada reading saja, tapi juga pada structure dan pada listening, if you know the types of the word. If you know the types of the word. The types of the word here, that means if it is a noun, apakah itu sebuah kata benda, kata kerja, kata keterangan, kata sifat. So if we can understand what type of word it is, that will help you at least 50% of your success. Okay. On the example ya, kita ke contoh soalnya saja di sini. So let's take a look here. So this is just a part of the text, yeah, part of the text. And then suddenly there is a word that is appearing here, that's philately. Philately. So for those that know what philately is, so there is no problem. But sometimes you don't really know about what is philately. Yeah. So then we read the next sentence. Yeah, it says that the professor has been quite interested in collecting stamps for a number of years. See? sometimes the next sentence will give us some clues or some hints for the word that is being asked. So philately here means something that is related to collecting stamps. Okay. So that's why in this question, the word philately in line 1 could be best replaced by stamp collecting. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look on the second example from the computer TOEFL test now. Yeah. And then she has a large geranium growing in a pot. Yeah. So what is being asked here actually ini harusnya di highlight ya, tapi tidak jelas di sini ya. That's geranium ya. So the word geranium here in the passage most likely which of the following ya, hampir sama artinya dengan yang apa ini toh geranium. Is it a sofa? Kalau kita masukkan di sini juga mungkin loh ya, sofa yang diletakkan di in the corner of the apartment. Bisa saja sofa sudut di sini ya kan. A chair. Yeah, that's also possible here. Okay, and then a fish. Yeah, that's also possible. But why the answer here is a plant? That is because we have the clue that is growing in a pot. So something which is growing in a pot is a plant. Okay. I hope that's clear up to so far. Okay. And the next one here. Okay, still from the computer TOEFL test. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. That type of bird is ubiquitous. Aduh, bacaan saya kurang paham di sini apa. Kutus-kutus. Ubiquitous in Florida. It can be seen everywhere throughout the state. Ya. Jadi apa artinya di sini? Ini saya juga barusan pertama kali ini mendengar kata ini. Nah, tapi di kalimat berikutnya kita mendapatkan petunjuk bahwa it menggantikan the bird ya, the type of the bird here. It can be seen everywhere throughout the state. So when you can see everywhere, it means that something which is common. Okay. Hope that's clear. So this is the tips how to answer the questions vocabulary in context. Yeah. Okay. Now, to answer the vocabulary in context, the first thing that you need to identify is find the word in the passage. So usually it is already given which paragraph, which line, or which sentence that the question is being asked. And then after you find the word in the passage, you read the sentence. Ya, silakan baca kalimatnya di situ. Jangan langsung buru-buru menjawab, menemukan sinonim dari apa yang ditanyakan dengan keempat jawaban yang ada. Karena itu bukan TPA. Ya, kalau TPA itu langsung jawab ketemu karena tidak menggunakan reading text. Tapi kalau ini dalam TOEFL kita menggunakan reading passage. Yeah, so that's why you need to read the sentence in the paragraph that contains the word that is being asked. Yeah. Okay, and then look for the context clues. Ya, silakan melihat konteksnya di situ to help you understand the meaning. Finally, so eliminate the wrong answers and choose the best answer based on the context. Okay, I hope that's clear so far. So let's go to practice passage 1. Okay. Please try to answer question number 1 until 5. I give you around 4 or 5 minutes. Oke, saya ucapkan yang barusan bergabung di sini. Mbak Arlin, welcome back again, Mbak Arlin. Oke. Ada Dr. Tulus Baginda Purba. Oke, welcome here, Pak Tulus ya, atau Pak Purba. Oke. Mbak Ica Sofia, welcome Mbak Ica Sofia. Mbak Makia, oke, welcome back. Mbak Putri Hafidzoh, oke. Mbak Rindiani, and then we have Pak Yoke ya, Pak Yoke Surya Dharma. And oke. Iya, oke. Mungkin ada beberapa rekan di sini yang sudah pernah mendapatkan teks ini. Nah, jadi bisa menjawab. Oke. Silakan teman-teman yang lain, kita tunggu untuk partisipasinya menjawab soal 1 sampai 5. Please. Oke, thank you for the response. Hanya baru ada 2 ya respons yang masuk di sini. Oke. Thank you Mbak Selidion and also Mbak Krista. Thank you Mbak Arlin. For number 3, so you need to choose, to choose a word in paragraph 1. So this is the question that goes for the computer TOEFL test, but that's fine. So please try to find a word in paragraph 1 that has the similar meaning, that has the synonym to the word false. Ya, silakan cari satu kata dalam paragraf 1 yang memiliki makna sama dengan false. Yeah, thank you Mbak Selidion. You just skip number 3 ya. So try to find a word that has similar meaning to the word false. So the answer that must be a single word, yeah, just one word. Thank you, Mbak Arlin. Thank you, Mbak Makia. You missed one number, yeah, that's number 3. So try to find a word that is synonymous, yeah, that is synonymous with the word folds. Oke, sudah berapa yang masuk? Kalau sudah ada, langsung kita bahas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Baru ada 5 yang sudah share jawabannya di sini. Oke. Biasanya setengah jam setelahnya ini langsung yang masuk sudah lebih dari 20-an ya. Atau karena kita mulai dengan waktu yang berbeda ya mungkin ya. Mudah-mudahan tidak mengurangi semangat teman-teman yang lain yang biasanya bergabung bersama kami ya di sini. Oke, saya akan coba share di grup Telegram dulu sambil menunggu jawaban teman-teman yang lain. Oh iya, thank you Mbak Erlin. Mungkin kalau ada teman-teman lainnya yang bergabung bisa diinfokan. Ya, thank you Mbak Erlin. Thank you Mbak Rina Widyaningsih. Ya, thank you. Yes. Jamal, how should I call you? Is it Mas or Mbak ya, Mbak Jamal? Jamal in my place here is Jalan Magelang actually. That's a shortened form of Jalan Magelang, Mas Jamal. Okay, yeah. So the first that is being asked is the word pigment. Yeah. So usually that must be an information given in which line that you will be directed. Okay, so for example in line 2, okay, jadi misalkan ini biasanya line-nya lebih dari 10 ya, biasanya lebih dari 10. Mungkin sekitar 25 atau mungkin sampai 30. Nah, and usually on the left here that's already available ya. So here you can see in which line that you refer to. Okay. So in line 2 here you have the word pigment and you need to find what is the synonym of pigment. Okay. And from all of your answers, it seems that all of you agree that the answer here is the color. Yeah, because we already have the clue that actually the pigment that colors the eyes, pigment yang mewarnai di sini ya mata seseorang. Ya. Okay, so that is a very unique thing that actually when the babies are born, so when you have a baby, when your baby was newly born, barusan lahir di situ, semuanya di situ pasti matanya berwarna biru. Ya. Nah, kenapa kok semua bayi yang barusan lahir di situ warna matanya itu biru? Ya, that is because the melanin. Nah, apa itu melanin? The pigment that colors the eyes. Nah, kalau dalam struktur ini kita namakan apa, teman-teman? Masih ingat? This is what we call the apositive ya. Oke. Because the melanin is not on the surface of the iris. Nah, ini mengacu pada pertanyaan nomor 2, kata surface in paragraph 1 itu memiliki makna yang sesuai dengan yang hampir sama dengan apa ya? So surface of the iris. Ya, jadi ada di permukaan. Ya, ketika itu di permukaan, surface of the iris. Nah, it means that it is the top. Ya. So not inside, not back, not bottom, but top here. Nah, taunya di mana kok bisa top di sini? Nah, kita lihat di kalimat berikutnya ada instead it is within the creases of the iris. Nah, itu juga menjawab pertanyaan nomor 3 di situ. Oke. Actually this one is folds, ya, lipatan di sini ya. Oke. The closest thing to folds, so this is the answer ya. Creases of the iris. Ya. Oke. Okay, some of you are correct already. Yeah, but even though you are not really sure, but this is actually the answer. Yeah, creases. Yeah. And then the word permanent. Yeah, permanent in line 6. Yeah, so this is line 5, line 6. Okay. See? Okay. That determines, it is the amount, oh ya, saya harus baca dari kalimatnya dulu ya, karena saya juga mengajukan untuk baca kalimat lengkapnya ya, dari sini. Oke. It is the amount of melanin on the surface that determines a person's permanent eye color. Ya, yang menentukan warna mata yang permanen. Ya, permanen berarti ya itu sampai selamanya di situ. Nah, jadi setelah warna birunya itu hilang, maka perlahan-lahan dia akan muncul warna yang sesungguhnya. Jadi apakah bola matanya itu warnanya hitam atau coklat atau hijau? Hijau ada ya? Nggak ada ya mungkin ya? Not green ya? Nggak jadi. Oke. Ya, so the answer here is lasting ya. Oke, lasting. Changeable, no ya. Permanen ini lawan katanya ya. Permanen that's changeable. Kalau changeable nanti warnanya bisa bolak-balik ya. Kadang merah, kadang hijau. Oke. Dark, aduh. Nanti seperti hantu ya kalau darknya di sini. Oke. And the last one. The word point in paragraph 2 here. Oke, dia memiliki sinonim dengan apa di sini? Nah, mungkin kita harus cek di sini karena hampir semuanya itu bisa kita anggap sinonim. Ya, point dengan dot. Ya, so this is applied when we have a number. Ya, so 2.5, for example. So you have 2.5. Nah itu titik ya, because that's shows a punctuation. And then you have era. Bisa saja di sini point ya dengan era. Era means zaman ya di sini. And then you have time and also the place. Okay. So that's why please try to read the complete sentence. So this is the complete sentence. It is at this point that a baby's eyes develop the color they will have for a lifetime. Okay. So at this point is the synonym of at this time. Yeah. So time is the answer. Okay. Up to this point, any questions or further discussion? 1 until 5? Tidak ada? Okay, not yet. So I will go to the second reading passage. That is about chili pepper. Ya, chili pepper. Kalau saya kecilkan dikit, masih kelihatan ya? Okay. About chili pepper. Okay. Please. Okay, please don't hesitate to send your answer. Okay, thank you, Mbak Shelly. Others, please. Okay, please send your answer in the chat box so that we can continue the discussion. Okay, thank you for Mbak Putri. Okay, thank you also Mbak Krista. For Mbak Putri, number 8, that's supposed to be one word only, yeah, one single word. That's because you have two words. You need to delete one word because the question here is click on the word, not words, but word. So just a single word, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mbak Mbak Krista, I guess belum semuanya ya di sini. Oke, step by step ya. Oke, Mbak Arlin, thank you. Number 8 is still on progress ya, Mbak Arlin. Oke. Yeah, so that's one more number. Oke, thank you, Mbak Selin. Mbak Dinda, oke, thank you. Oke, for Mbak Arlin, I guess you need to choose one word only. Yeah, one word only ya. Okay. Okay, shall we discuss together ya? Okay. If I ask you what is the main idea of this reading passage, can you type the answer, please? What is the main idea? So back to the very basic one. Pertanyaan main idea itu pasti selalu muncul ya di dalam soal reading. Dan pasti soal nomor pertama yang muncul di situ untuk main idea. So what is the main idea of the reading passage? What are you reading about? You know? Like what I told you that when you read, yeah, so be a smart reader. So don't just be a passive reader, but be a smart reader. A smart reader always questions himself. Okay, what are we reading about? Okay, using the WH questions ya. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Nah itu paling tidak kita harus tahu ya. Make sure that we understand what we are reading about. Okay. The main idea. Yeah, thank you for the response, Mbak Makia. And also Mbak Shelly. Okay, main idea-nya apa? Main idea-nya coba. What is the main idea? So what are we reading about? So to identify the main idea, we need to look at the first sentence of every paragraph. So the first sentence, let's take a look here. Yeah? The chili pepper is native to the Americans, but nowadays it is found all over the world. So the head word or the central focus that is being talked about is about chili pepper. So this is the key word actually. Yeah. So this is the point that we are talking about. Yeah, we are talking about the chili pepper. Okay. And then the second statement, the second sentence. Yeah. So it is an extremely popular spice and so on. So this is to modify or to explain the first sentence. That's what we call the supporting idea. Okay. And then the next one, there are more than 100 species of chili peppers. So this sentence also supports or give the additional information from the first sentence. This is what we call the supporting idea. Okay. So this is the first idea and the first main idea in paragraph 1. And then the second paragraph, let's take a look. Today, chili peppers are used to spice a variety of foods. Yeah, for example, salsa, meat and rice. Okay, and even jam and jelly. Oh, baru tahu saya di sini. Jam and jelly juga menggunakan chili peppers. Ada rasa chili peppers ya, jam and jelly. Okay, right. So here we are talking about the chili pepper, are also known as the apa di sini? Chili pepper in ingredients, ya, the ingredients. Okay. Okay, right. So the first question, the word favorite in line 3. So this one ya. Okay. Mungkin semua jawabannya di sini masuk ya. Kalau kita tidak membaca kalimatnya di sini, nampaknya semua jawaban benar. Nah, kita harus bisa memilih dan memilah mana di sini yang paling cocok untuk dimasukkan dalam kalimat ini sesuai dengan konteksnya. Oke. Is it most popular, most delicious, best known, or most recognized? Oke. Nah, see that kita mulai dari sini ya. Nah, so here the world's second favorite spice after salt. Oke. Favorit nomor 2 ya, spice ya. Oke, so spice is bahan rempah di sini setelah garam. Oh, baru tahu ternyata garam di sini merupakan ingredient yang paling populer nomor 1 di seluruh dunia ya, salt. Oke. So here, most delicious. I don't think that's the answer. Yeah, some people might say it's delicious, but some others might not. Yeah. Best known itu sama dengan familiar, jadi kurang tepat di sini. Most recognized, not that one. So the answer here is most popular. Yeah, congratulations if your answer is alpha. Okay. And then go to number 7, the word in paragraph 1 that closest meaning to kinds. Ya, jadi kinds di sini bukan berarti baik hati, tetapi adalah jenis. Ya, oke, so jenis atau tipe di sini. So your answer here is apa tadi pada jawabnya? Oh, species. Ya, so we know from this sentence ya, there are more than 100 species of chili peppers. Nah, kita masukkan, apakah bisa masuk dengan kata kinds di sini? There are more than 100 kinds, ya, beragam jenis chili peppers. Ya, bisa ya. So that means the answer is species. Okay. And then you need to identify hot and spicy. Well, sometimes you will be asked a question that is not always synonymous, but instead you will be asked a question which is the opposite. Yeah. So the opposite here means the antonym or something which is contradictive. Nah, lawannya apa di sini? What is the opposite of hot and spicy? So hot and spicy means pedas, okay. Panas ya, panas pedas di situ. Nah, lawan katanya apa? Ada di sini dengan di kata sebelumnya. Okay. Some of which are quite mild. Nah, silakan pilih di sini yang mild ya. So quite di sini it means what? Lumayan ya. Yang lumayan ya. Oke, mild. So mild here means almost doesn't have any taste, yeah, doesn't have any strong taste, yeah. And the opposite here is hot and spicy. Oke, congratulations, yang jawabannya sudah benar tadi mild, Yeah, so you just need one word here. And then look at the word gem in paragraph 2. Jadi, what is gem there? Pada saat apa ini teman-teman? Oke, jam and jelly. Nah, sini you know jelly ya, so we can eat jelly and likewise. So jam is something that we eat, yeah. So it's a kind of food actually, yeah. So number 9, the answer here is something to eat, yeah. And then the last one, that's to protect against. So protect against, yeah, here is synonymous with in Panama. These peppers were often used to protect against sharks, ya. Tuh untuk apa namanya ya, pertahanan ya di sini untuk melindungi ya. So here probably the answer is closest meaning with defend ya, to defend against. Okay. Congratulations, the answer here is delta. Ya. Jadi kalau berlayar ke lautan bebas, lautan luas di sana mungkin perlu untuk bawa ini ya, chili pepper ya. Kalau ada sharks di situ mungkin bisa ditaburkan di situ ya untuk chili peppernya ya supaya tidak mengganggu ya. Oke. Any questions or discussion for the second text? If no, then we will continue to the next text. Yeah, 3 paragraphs. Yeah, 3 paragraphs. Okay. Saya kecilkan lagi, apakah masih bisa terlihat tidak ya? Seperti ini. Tetap tidak masuk. Ya sudah. Ini saja. Okay, so maybe we can just answer question number 11, 12, 15, and 16 ya. So, itu bisa saya selesaikan lagi tidak? Oh, tidak bisa. Cannot. Okay, please send your answer. Thank you, Mbak Sally. Yeah, the others, please. Yeah, thank you, Mbak Arlin. Oke. Ya, kita masih tunggu partisipasinya untuk beberapa rekan yang lain di sini. Oke, thank you, Mbak Sally. Untuk Mbak Shelly masih ada satu jawaban yang masih belum tepat ya. Oke. Welcome, Vero. Oke, shall we discuss? Kita diskusikan saja ya, karena di bawahnya masih ada pertanyaan yang lain. Oke. So first ya, colony. Oh sebentar, main idea-nya dulu. Saya tanya untuk main idea. What are we reading about here? What is the main idea? Okay. What is the main idea? What are we reading about? Or sometimes the question can also be like this: in which area that the text is given? Yeah, in which area? I mean here is the subject field ya. Oke, untuk bidang apa? Dalam bidang apa sih sebenarnya teks ini diberikan? Ya, oke. We are talking about Revolutionary War. Okay, right. Thank you, Vero. Ya, Revolutionary War. So, what-nya sudah ketemu di sini. Okay. Thank you, Mas Raihan. Okay. Revolutionary War. Yes, so this is the topic. Yeah. Okay. And okay, this text is probably be given in which course? Nah, untuk mata kuliah apa kira-kira di sini? Atau pelajaran apa kira-kira di sini teks ini diberikan? Ya. So this will be given in a history ya. Okay, right. Yeah, in history. Okay, so the word colony in line 1. Okay, so sebentar. Okay. So the word colony here is blah blah blah. Okay. If you don't know what the colony is, the next what is it? The next clause or the next information can be a hint for us. Yeah. Okay. Because we have instead, yeah, instead America was a new young country that needed to set up his own government. Nah, berarti dia merupakan bukan lagi negara yang koloni, tetapi dia menjadi negara yang bebas. Nah, lawan katanya dari bebas, dia adalah a dependent area. Okay, so number 1, the answer is C. Okay, go on number 12. Here you need to identify the word setup. So set up in line 1, in paragraph 1, line 2. Yeah, so as a new country, as a new and young country, America needs to set up his own government. So which one that best be replaced, the word set up? Defend, maybe this is not the correct one. Okay, argue, there's nothing to argue about. To protect, that's almost the same as to defend. So the correct answer here is to organize. Yeah. Congratulations if your answer here is organize. Okay. The next one is the word veterans. Ya, veteran itu sinonimnya apa di sini? Ya. Okay, in line 6, many of the Revolutionary War veterans who were in favor of a strong central government. Yeah, so maybe we are quite familiar with this word. Ya, veteran itu apa? So that means the former soldiers. Okay. And then 16, the word financial in paragraph 3. So this one, yeah. Okay. Is closest the meaning to? Yeah, there were also financial reasons why veterans support a strong national government. So here, financial is the monetary. Okay. Congratulations if this is your answer. Okay, let's do the rest 3 numbers. Yeah, the rest 3 numbers. You have this word, yeah, federal, and then strong. But be careful, you need to find the opposites. Yeah, so the opposite in meaning strong. Okay, and then 17, the word back is synonymous with which of the following? Okay, go on, 3 minutes, please. Oh, okay. I will show you the picture. Yeah, you can just screenshot this passage, and then after that I will go to the last 3 questions. Yeah. Okay, finish. Yeah. Okay, I will just go to the questions now. So question number 13, 14, and 17, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Shelly. Mbak Krista, okay, thank you. Probably what you mean here is number 14, yeah? Okay. Okay, please. Not yet. So the word federal, yeah. So the word federal in line 4, that's closest to in meaning to what? So let's take a look on line 4. Okay. Yeah. So just 2 people that has answered. One of the major issues was whether there should be a strong federal government with little power in the hands of the individual states. Okay, so that's the first option. The second option is weak central government and powerful states. Okay. So you have the 2 different options. Yeah. So the first one is strong federal government. So the second one is a weak central government. Well, actually, it implies that actually the word federal the same as the central. Okay. So the first option, strong federal government. And the consequence is little power in the hands of individual states. The second option is weak central government, but powerful states. Paham ya, yang tahu dunia politik pasti bisa memahami di sini ya. So federal here means the synonym as central. Yeah, so 13, the answer here is C. Yeah. Okay, and then 14, I guess that's very clear that the opposite of strong is weak. Ya, sudah ada di sini. Weak central government. Okay. And then the next one, the word back in line 12. The word back in line 12 could be best replaced which of the following. Nah, ini. It's 11, 12. A large portion of this debt was in back pay. Yeah, in back pay means that it is already earned. Yeah, so the correct answer here is delta. Yeah. Okay. I guess we finished this skill. So there are 17 numbers. And then as usual, please try to type how many correct words, how many correct answers. How many correct answers from number 1 until 17, please. I want to know what is the result. 6 out of 7 ya, Vero, because you just joined. Oke. Atau mungkin teman-teman yang lain juga tidak tahu ya kalau jadwal kita ini diubah menjadi pukul 3 sore. Oke. Oh, oke. Saya akan sampaikan ke Pak Arif ya nanti. Oh iya, beliaunya masih ada di room ini tidak ya, Pak Arif? Oh, tidak ada. Ya, oh ya, saya diminta oleh beliau untuk men-sharekan link sertifikatnya, link sertifikat. Oke, nanti akan saya share di sini. It is only for today. Oh, selama bulan puasa, Mbak Vero di sini ya. So during the fasting month, ya, during the fasting month. Oke, Mbak Arlin, what is the right number? The right answer number 6 and 9. 6 and 9. Okay. So favorite here is most popular. That's the answer. And the number 9 here, jam is probably that's something to eat. Yeah, so this is the correct answer. Okay. Yeah, so please try to count how many correct answers that you make. We have 17 numbers all. Okay, you're welcome, Mbak Aglin. Saya akan copy dulu. Oke, 11 out of 17. Congratulations, Mbak Aglin. Oke, itu ada pesan sponsor dari Pak Arif. Ada link e-book untuk TOEFL belajar mandiri di situ. Ya, diberikan lewat Google Drive supaya efektif dan efisien serta bisa diambil sesuai kebutuhan. Apakah membutuhkan untuk skill listening atau structure atau reading, semuanya ada di situ. Oke. Kemudian untuk link sertifikat pada pertemuan kali ini, pertemuan ke-20, itu link sertifikatnya adalah ini. Oke, sudah saya share ya di situ. Silakan bisa untuk download link sertifikatnya di situ. Oke. Saya ke satu bacaan lagi ya, satu bacaan lagi saja di sini. Saya pilihkan untuk yang ini, ya. Because I like cats, ya. And then this reading passage is, I guess, relevant, ya, to something that I prefer here. Okay, please try to do this exercise, the 3 paragraphs of the reading passage, and try to answer question 10, 11, 12, 15, and 16, please. We still have around 15 more minutes, yeah. Okay, it's not quite difficult, the reading passage. So, oh ya, ini review ya. Ini review untuk skill yang sudah kita pelajari dari skill 1 until skill 5 ya. So this is not just the vocabulary in context, but we already covered the whole skills ya. Okay. Thank you, Vero. Number 16, the picture is not very clear. Yeah, number 16. Okay, I will make it a little bit clear. So picture A, number 16. This is to show that the cat so I will just zoom this. Yeah, so this is the picture. So this is the cat moving upward. And picture B is the cat. Ya, ini lagi nangkring di sini ya. Lagi santuy di sini. Okay. And then C, that's moving downward. Yeah, so picture C. And picture D here is, I guess, the cat is sleeping. Yeah, the cat is sleeping under the tree. Yeah. Okay. Yang paling sering kita lihat yang mana di sini? Kalau saya lebih sering melihat yang D di sini ya. So seems like the cat is enjoying himself a lot. Yeah, really enjoy himself so much. Yeah. Okay, shall we discuss now? Oh, sudah ada yang masuk di sini. Thank you, Vero, Arlene, Makia here. Yang lain belum? Shelly, not yet. Yeah. So, what is the main idea here? In the beginning, in the first sentence of paragraph 1, it is stated that cats have a reputation as rather silly animals. Ya, so binatang yang konyol sebenarnya ya. Kenapa konyol di situ ya? That's because they are always getting themselves stuck in the trees, ya, stuck in trees. Ya, so that's the reason. Ya, mungkin saja jawabannya benar untuk yang A di situ. But remember that a good main idea always covers the whole paragraphs. Yeah, let me remind you that a good main idea must cover the entire paragraphs. Yeah, so not just to point a certain paragraph, but that must cover all paragraph. Okay, so option A here is still not yet correct. That's because it just talked about the paragraph 1. Okay. And then the second one, okay, cats have good reason for their behavior. So what is the behavior? Yeah, so the behavior that we are talking about here is that they yeah, always get stuck in trees. Yeah, they always get stuck in trees. Yeah, and there is actually a reason behind this. Yeah, so what is the reason? So the reason here is explained in paragraph 2. Okay. Yeah. This way, a cat's claws are hooked in a direction that makes climbing up a tree rather easy task. Ya, you know claws, tidak ada pertanyaan claws ya di sini ya. Jadi kakinya kucing di situ. Ya, nah itu untuk didesainnya itu untuk bisa memanjat pohon ya di situ ya, untuk bisa manjat pohon. Tapi untuk turun dari pohon maka itu dia akan mengalami kesulitan di situ. Ya. So, kita lihat yang C dulu ya. Cats enjoy climbing trees. Well, maybe, but this is not what we are focusing in this text. So C here is not yet correct. Cats' sharp claws are unnecessary for survival. So this is a bit not relevant from the reading text. Okay, so congratulations if your answer here is B. So cats have good reason for their behavior. Penjelasannya sudah ada di sini. Okay, 11. The passage indicates that some people think that cats are silly because the cats. Nah, alasannya kenapa? Ini pertanyaan jenis apa kalau Mas ingat? Skill apa yang kita pakai untuk menjawab pertanyaan nomor 11 di sini? Ini adalah tipe pertanyaan yang kita namakan sebagai stated detail questions. Oke. Pada stated detail question kita kata kuncinya ini ada kata indicates. Kita harus menemukan kata kunci. Kata kuncinya adalah cats are silly So this one, cats are silly. So kenapa sih kok dianggap silly di situ? Have funny looking claws, not stated in the reading passage. Frighten other cats. Maybe this happens. Dengan para senior dan para juniornya di sini mungkin bisa saling menakuti di sini. And then climb trees and cannot down, and cannot get down. So this is the correct answer actually, which is relevant here. Okay. Are unable to rescue other cats. Tapi tidak diceritakan di dalam bacaan Mungkin saja di situ dia mau menolong tapi dia nggak bisa menolong temannya yang lain di situ. Congratulations number 11. The answer here is Charlie. Okay. Number 12. What is the synonym of saved? Synonym of saved. Okay. So when you have saved, pada jawab apa ini teman-teman? Sebentar. Oh, Pak Siswoyo. Oke. Aduh, bagusan gabung Pak Siswoyo. Oke. Kita sudah mau selesai Pak Siswoyo. Kita mulai jam 3 sampai jam setengah 5 ya. Nanti bisa melihat rekamannya kalau berkenan Pak Siswoyo. Oke. Ada Pak Siswoyo yang belum kemudian ada Pak Ramasdin juga tidak ada di sini nampaknya. Mbak Ambar juga nggak ada di sini. Mbak Ambar Silestari di sini biasanya selalu hadir di sini. Oke. Tapi ada pemberitahuan tidak Pak Siswoyo kalau jamnya itu dimajukan? Ada ada pemberitahuan. Itu ada Mbak Vero, Pak Siswoyo di situ. Oh, Mbak Arlin juga ada pemberitahuan di situ kalau jamnya dimajukan. Oke. Oke, kita lanjut dulu Save dengan rescued So this one is the answer rescued. Oke, so question number 15 ada kata cannot. A cat cannot climb up a tree, bisa tidak? Jelas bisa di situ. Dia bisa panjat pohon. Get stuck in a tree. Well, mungkin bisa saja di situ get stuck in a tree Cry easily. Di dalam teks mungkin tidak begitu dibahas secara mendetail di situ ketika dia cry easily, ya. Dia hanya membahas tentang meowing cat stuck in a tree, ya. So here is not relevant, I guess. So the correct answer here, number 15, is this one, yeah, agree. Climb down easily, yeah, because the claws are not very helpful. Okay. Number 16. Okay, what cat finds it difficult to do? Yang paling susah untuk dilakukan. Ya, untuk climb up. Oke, saya besarkan lagi di sini. So the first picture is to show the cat which is going up, ya. Oke. Upward. Oke, naik, manjat di sini. Next, no problem. B juga, I guess there's no problem with this, ya. B. Oke, masih santai di situ. Nah, kemudian baru yang C di sini, ya. Picture C shows that the cat is climbing down the trees. Yeah, so this one is something that is difficult for the cats to do. Yeah. Untuk yang D, ya, it's very possible to happen. Yeah, and the cats really enjoy this usually. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. What did I do here? Kok bisa jadi ini? Sebentar. Saya kepencet apa? I mistype, I guess. Where are you? The cats. This one. Okay. Now back to the cats. Number 12 is already done. So we just need to finish number 13, 14, and 17, please. The expression in reality in line 4 could be best replaced by line 4, yeah. So this one. There is in reality a reasonable explanation for this type of behavior. Oke, hanya sampai di sini saja kita bisa langsung menjawab bahwa in reality this is synonymous with what? Oke. Silakan langsung bisa ketik jawabannya. Oke, apakah in contrast, in fact, in agreement, or in all probability? Yeah. Okay, the answer is B, ya. In fact, yeah, that's correct. Okay. And then the word hooked in paragraph 2, what is the synonym? The closest in meaning. Hooked. Paragraph 2. So here. A cat's claws are hooked in a direction that makes climbing up a tree a rather easy task. So a cat's claws are, okay, the answer here is curved. Yeah. Very good. And then the next 17, yeah. Okay, if a cat tries to climb down a tree, be careful because we have the question that is implied detail question. So we have to draw conclusion about this before we answer. It will be able to do it easily, move very quickly, cry to other cats, or perhaps fall. So what will happen if you see there's a cat that tries to climb down a tree there? Yeah. Okay. So we can draw a conclusion here that actually here, when it comes to climbing back down the tree, these claws are not very helpful. Yeah, that's the first. And the second clue, actually, this we can find in the last paragraph. Yeah. The cat managed to get up in tree quite easily, but the shape of its claws make it quite impossible for the cat to climb down with the same ease. Jadi kalau bisa memanjat dengan mudah, tapi dia turunnya tidak semudah kalau dia itu manjat pohon. Sehingga yang terjadi adalah, ya, that's right. Ya, so perhaps fall. Oke, delta. Oke, right, congratulations. Any questions or discussion before we end this meeting? Ada 13 participants ya di sini. Untuk link sertifikat sudah saya pastekan sekali lagi di sini. Okay, so that's the link of the certificate. Okay. Oke, ada titipan dari Pak Arif di sini untuk quick survey saja untuk teman-teman selama bulan puasa di sini. Apakah prefer untuk kelasnya dimajukan jam 3 seperti ini? Jadi harapannya tidak mengganggu waktu untuk berbuka puasa dan taraweh mungkin, ataukah tetap di jam 7 malam? Oke, mungkin bisa ketik di menu chat di sini, silakan. So which one do you prefer? What time that you want to start our meeting for next week? Oke. Ya, jam 3. Mbak Vero, still means still the same as the previous meeting or still the same as this meeting? Oke. 3 p.m. ya? Oke. Karena nampaknya Pak Arif memantau kok di sini pesertanya hanya kok lebih sedikit dari peserta biasanya. Kita bisa mencapai 30-an biasanya, tapi ini hanya separuh saja dari jumlah peserta yang biasanya di sini. Oke. Oh, oke. Oh, dimajukan. Oke, noted Pak Siswoyo. Oke, dimajukan. But Vero prefer to 7 p.m. ya, Mbak Vero. Oke, yes. Yang lain mungkin? Oke. Baik, jadi yang menghendaki jam 3 ada Mbak Magia, Mbak Arlin, kemudian Pak Siswoyo dimajukan. Oke, Mbak Shelly jam 3. Oke, jadi Mbak Shelly adalah rekan kita di sini yang akan maju tes TOEFL besok tanggal 21 ya, Mbak Shelly. Oke. Teman-teman kita doakan yang terbaik ya untuk Mbak Shelly di sini supaya bisa sukses untuk ujiannya di sini ya untuk besok hari Rabu tanggal 21 April ya Mbak Shelly. Oke, sudah diamini oleh Pak Siswoyo ya di situ. Oke. Ya, good luck Mbak Shelly. Oke. Sudah ada ucapan di sini dari Mbak Arlin juga. Oke. Jadi harapannya meskipun sudah selesai, sudah tuntas untuk ujiannya dan sudah goal dengan skor yang diharapkan, mudah-mudahan tidak berkeberatan untuk bisa ikut bergabung bersama kami semua di sini ya Mbak Shelly ya. Oke, biar tambah ramai di sini. Oke. Ya. Oke, itu saja. Oke. Oke. Mbak Veko, don't forsake us. Oke, Mbak Shelly. Oke. Ya, saya ucapkan selamat menjalankan ibadah puasa bagi teman-teman yang menjalankan ibadah puasa dan sudah 4:40 di sini. Oke, mungkin bagi teman-teman kita yang ada di Indonesia bagian timur di sana sudah berbuka puasa atau sudah saatnya berbuka puasa. Saya ucapkan selamat berbuka puasa di sini. Ya, you welcome Mbak Shelly. Salam untuk teman-teman semua dan semoga juga sukses untuk teman-teman Mbak Shelly semuanya ya. Oke, amin. Oke, saya akhiri pertemuan ini. Thank you very much for your participation, for your cooperation, and then for joining this meeting also. Yeah. Okay, we'll meet again next week, probably at the same time. So we will let you know by mail later. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, goodbye everyone, and see you next week.